In the ever-explosive world of professional wrestling, few moments have the power to shock and electrify the WWE Universe quite like an unexpected attack. This week's episode of WWE Raw delivered exactly that when Jacob Fatu, the dominant and fearsome star from the independent and emerging wrestling scene, unleashed a brutal assault on two of WWE's brightest talents, Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker. The reasons behind this fierce confrontation have left fans and analysts buzzing, as the complex web of rivalries and personal vendettas unfold inside and outside the squared circle. Who is Jacob Fatu? The rising menace from the independent scene. To understand the intensity and implications of this attack, it's important first to know who Jacob Fatu is. Known as the Samoan Weapon, Jacob Fatu has built a reputation in the wrestling world for his raw power, aggressive style, and indomitable spirit. Emerging from a family with deep wrestling roots, including the famed Anoa'i wrestling dynasty, Fatu has carved his own path in promotions like Major League Wrestling, MLW, where he held the MLW World Heavyweight Championship for a historic reign. Jacob's wrestling style combines brutal physicality with a strategic mind, making him one of the most feared competitors outside WWE. His arrival or involvement in WWE storylines is always met with anticipation, as fans expect him to bring his unique blend of intensity and technical prowess to the mainstream stage. The targets, Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker, WWE's powerhouses. Seth Rollins needs little introduction. A former Universal Champion, WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and one of the most versatile wrestlers of his generation, Rollins embodies charisma, athleticism, and storytelling mastery. His role in WWE has spanned hero, villain, and everything in between, making him a central figure in the company's narrative landscape. Bron Breakker, on the other hand, represents WWE's promising future. The son of Rick Steiner and nephew of Scott Steiner, Breakker brings a legacy of his own, combining raw power and technical skill with youthful energy. As a rising star in NXT, Breakker has captivated fans with his intense in-ring style and relentless determination. Together, Rollins and Breakker symbolize the present and future of WWE's main event scene, a dynamic duo of talent, ambition, and star power. The incident: a brutal and unprovoked assault. The confrontation took place during a high-profile episode of Raw, one packed with tension and anticipation. Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker were engaged in a heated promo segment, setting the stage for an upcoming championship opportunity. The atmosphere was electric as fans awaited their next moves in the championship chase. Suddenly, the arena lights dimmed, and the familiar entrance theme of Jacob Fatu echoed through the speakers, sending a ripple of surprise through the crowd. Without hesitation or warning, Fatu stormed the ring with an intensity rarely seen on WWE programming. His demeanor was that of a man on a mission, eyes blazing with a fierce determination. What followed was an unrelenting and brutal attack. Fatu used his immense power and aggressive offense to dominate Rollins and Breakker, leaving both men battered and stunned in the middle of the ring. The assault was not only physical, but psychological. Fatu's message was clear. He was staking his claim in WWE, and he wasn't here to play games. The motivation behind the attack: a storyline rooted in rivalry and respect. Every attack in professional wrestling carries a story, a motive that drives the action beyond mere violence. Jacob Fatu's brutal assault on Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker was no exception. Sources close to WWE's creative team suggest that Fatu's actions stem from a deep-seated need to prove himself against the company's established and rising stars. Fatu has long been vocal about his desire to dominate WWE, a goal complicated by the crowded field of talented wrestlers. Targeting Rollins, a top-tier veteran, and Breakker, a breakout star, was a strategic move, an assertion of dominance meant to send a message to both the locker room and the fans. Moreover, Fatu's attack was tinged with a personal edge. Rumors swirl of a backstage rivalry, fueled by Fatu's feeling of being overlooked and his frustration with WWE's focus on more marketable talents. His brutal tactics in the ring mirror his off-screen ambition to be recognized as a top-tier competitor. Fan and media reactions: shockwaves across the wrestling world. The wrestling community responded immediately to the attack with a mix of shock excitement, and speculation. Social media platforms exploded with clips, reactions, and analyses as fans debated the implications of Fatu's violent statement. Many praised the intensity and realism of the confrontation, applauding WWE for injecting fresh, unpredictable drama into their programming. The attack reinvigorated conversations about Fatu's potential to become a main event player and added excitement to the ongoing storylines involving Rollins and Breakker. However, some fans expressed concern about the level of violence and questioned whether WWE was balancing storyline intensity with wrestler safety. Nonetheless, the general consensus was that this moment marked a new chapter in WWE's narrative, promising high-stakes matches and personal vendettas moving forward. Behind the scenes, what this means for WWE's creative direction. From a creative standpoint, the attack serves multiple purposes. It introduces Jacob Fatu as a legitimate threat to WWE's top stars, while elevating the stakes for Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker's ongoing storylines. The incident opens the door for future matchups, perhaps a tag team showdown or even a triple threat battle, bringing an extra layer of drama and unpredictability to WWE programming. Creative insiders hint that WWE is positioning Fatu as a potential disruptor, someone who challenges the established hierarchy and forces other stars to step up their game. This aligns with WWE's broader strategy of blending established veterans with emerging talent to keep the product fresh and engaging. The historical context: wrestling's legacy of fierce rivalries. Wrestling history is rich with intense confrontations that have defined eras and elevated careers. From legendary feuds like Stone Cold Steve Austin versus The Rock to modern clashes such as Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, these rivalries captivate fans by combining personal animosity with athletic competition. Jacob Fatu's attack fits squarely into this tradition of dramatic and brutal confrontations. By targeting two of WWE's most prominent figures, Fatu positions himself within a lineage of wrestlers who used surprise attacks and physical dominance to command attention and respect. Looking ahead, what can fans expect next? The brutal attack by Jacob Fatu has set the stage for some of the most anticipated matches and storylines in WWE. Fans can look forward to intense promos, heated exchanges, and high-impact bouts as Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker seek revenge and retribution. Will Fatu's aggressive tactics give him the upper hand in the chase for WWE's top titles? Can Rollins and Breakker put their differences aside and unite against a common threat? These questions fuel the excitement and speculation that make wrestling storytelling so compelling. Conclusion: a moment that redefines the WWE landscape. Jacob Fatu's unexpected and brutal attack on Seth Rollins and Bron Breakker was more than just a shocking moment. It was a powerful narrative pivot that promises to reshape WWE's competitive landscape. With a blend of raw power, strategic aggression, and deep-rooted ambition, Fatu has marked himself as a force to be reckoned with. For Rollins and Breakker, this confrontation is a call to arms, a challenge that will test their resilience and resolve. For the fans, it is a thrilling reminder of why professional wrestling remains one of the most unpredictable and exciting forms of sports entertainment. As the story unfolds, all eyes will be on these three men, whose rivalry is destined to become one of the defining sagas of this WWE era.